What if the greatest secret in human history was never written in a book? What if it was built in stone on every continent by cultures that supposedly never met? A single, repeating symbol, a silent teacher waiting for millennia to be understood. We've been taught they are tombs for dead kings, but that is the first lie. The truth is far more profound and far more personal. The truth is, these structures were not built for the dead. They were built for you. Look at the Great Pyramid of Giza, a mathematical marvel that encodes the dimensions of our planet with terrifying precision. We're told it was a tomb, yet no mummy, no inscription, no treasure was ever found in its primary chambers. It was empty. Why would a civilization dedicate generations of effort to building the most magnificent structure on Earth only to leave it barren? The riddle isn't what was inside the pyramid. The riddle is the pyramid itself. But what if the pyramids were not built for the dead, but as a manual for the living? This shape, this primal mountain, is not confined to the deserts of Egypt. It rises from the jungles of the Yucatan, the plains of Mesopotamia, the valleys of China. Ziggurats, stupas, Mesoamerican temples, a global phenomenon. Mainstream history tells us these are cases of parallel development, a convenient dismissal of an uncomfortable truth. How could so many disconnected peoples, separated by vast oceans and thousands of years, all arrive at the same sacred architecture? It defies logic. It suggests a shared source, a global blueprint etched into the collective memory of humanity. But who was the architect? The answer is not a who, but a what. The answer lies in the geometry itself. The pyramid is a cosmic diagram. Its foundation is a square, firmly planted on the earth. It represents the material world, the four cardinal directions, the four seasons, the four ancient elements of earth, water, air, and fire. This is our starting point, the base reality. From this square foundation, four triangular faces rise, each one a path, a trial. They ascend, narrowing as they climb, representing the process of refinement, of shedding the superfluous, of focusing one's energy and consciousness. They all converge at a single, perfect point, the apex, a point that is not of the earth, but which touches the heavens, a symbol of unity, of enlightenment, of reunion with the divine source. So the pyramid isn't just a structure, it's a map leading from the material to the divine. But a map is useless if you don't know how to read it. For centuries, philosophers and mystics have been trying to decipher it. Look at the ancient Greek mystery schools. Plato spoke of a world of ideal forms, a higher reality of which our world is but a shadow. This concept is a pyramid. At the base are the imperfect material copies. As one ascends through intellect and reason, one gets closer to the apex, the ultimate form of the good. Thousands of years later, in the 20th century, the psychologist Abraham Maslow described his famous hierarchy of needs. It is again a pyramid. At the base are our physiological needs. As we satisfy them, we ascend through safety, love, and esteem until we reach the pinnacle of self-actualization. Could it be that these modern thinkers didn't invent these ideas, but simply rediscovered a forgotten truth encoded in stone? This journey of self-actualization was known to the ancients by another name, alchemy. The alchemist's quest was not merely to transmute physical lead into physical gold. That was a metaphor for the great work, the spiritual transformation of the self. The alchemist begins with the prima materia, the base chaotic leaden state of the soul. Through a process of purification, separation, and recombination, represented by the four ascending faces of the pyramid, the soul is refined. It climbs from the darkness of the base to the light of the apex, where the lead of the ego is finally transmuted into the gold of enlightened consciousness. The alchemists weren't just trying to make gold. They were following a sacred formula, a process of inner transformation, a process that perfectly mirrors the pyramid's ascent. But what if this mirroring is more than just symbolic? What if the physical pyramids were designed to facilitate this inner alchemy? Explorers and researchers have long reported strange phenomena inside the Great Pyramid: an eerie silence, a palpable energy field, the ability to preserve organic matter and sharpen metal blades. Acoustic experiments reveal that the King's Chamber is a powerful resonance box tuned to a frequency that deeply affects the human brain. The entire structure seems to be an ancient, solid-state machine, a tool for focusing energy, both from the Earth and from the cosmos, onto a single point, a technology for altering consciousness itself. Were these ancient structures not just designed to be seen, but to be experienced? To literally tune the human spirit to a higher frequency? Perhaps the most famous and most misunderstood part of this puzzle is the symbol of the floating capstone, the pyramidion, containing the all-seeing eye. We see it on the back of the dollar bill, and we are told it represents a shadowy cabal watching over us. But this is a modern corruption of a sacred truth. The missing capstone represents the work that is not yet finished, the journey you have yet to complete. The eye is not an external observer, it is your own eye. It is the third eye of spiritual insight, the pineal gland, which awakens when you reach the apex of consciousness. It is the symbol of ultimate enlightenment, when you are no longer trapped at the base looking up, but have become the apex itself, seeing all things with divine clarity. The symbol is often feared, associated with secret societies and control. But what if its true meaning is the opposite? Not control, but ultimate liberation. So we see the threads begin to weave together. The pyramid is not just a tomb. It is a mathematical constant. It is a global blueprint. It is a map of spiritual ascent. It is the formula for alchemical transformation. It is a resonant machine for altering consciousness. It is the symbol of ultimate achievement. Our ancestors were not primitive. They possessed a profound science of the soul, and they encoded its greatest lesson into this one perfect form and built it on a scale that could never be ignored. The secret was never buried in a tomb. The lesson was the tomb itself. The structure is the story. This is why all ancient lessons point to a pyramid, because the pyramid is the lesson. It is a parable in stone, a silent sermon that has been preaching for thousands of years. It teaches that every one of us begins in the broad, messy, material world of the base, but within us lies the potential to ascend, to refine ourselves, to climb the four faces of our own being, and to reach that single, unified point of connection with the infinite. The path has been laid out for us. The great work is ours to complete. The question is no longer what the pyramids mean, but whether we are brave enough to begin the climb. What does the pyramid mean to you? Is it a key to forgotten knowledge, a map for the soul, or simply a magnificent relic of a long-dead past? Share your truth in the comments below. And if you seek to unravel more of these ancient parables and unlock the secrets encoded in our world, subscribe to Pyramid Parables and join the journey into the light.